The story sounded perfect. Too perfect. A grieving family. A missing inheritance. A son accused of betrayal. The courtroom listened to the testimony and nodded along, because every detail seemed to fit. But one person in the room felt something was wrong. Not illegal, not impossible, just wrong. A tiny crack hiding inside a story that looked flawless. And once the court decided to look closer, that crack would split the entire case apart. Before the truth unfolds, subscribe to the Unheard Witness, because sometimes the loudest lie is the one everyone agrees with first. The defendant sat quietly beside his attorney, hands folded, eyes lowered. He looked like a man who had already accepted the outcome. Across the courtroom sat the rest of the family, a mother, a younger sibling, and an uncle who had spoken to investigators before the trial began. Together, they told the same story. Their late father had left behind a family account meant to support everyone. Medical bills, home repairs, emergency expenses. It was supposed to protect the family, but 6 months after the father passed away, the account was suddenly empty. Every dollar gone. Bank records showed multiple transfers, large amounts moving slowly across several weeks. The digital trail pointed directly to the defendant. Access codes, login history, device authorization. Everything matched his identity. The family said he had always handled the finances. He knew the account passwords. He knew the verification steps. And according to their testimony, he had recently been struggling financially. The prosecutor described the situation simply. A son trusted with responsibility. A son who abused that trust. The money vanished. The family discovered the truth. And now, justice had to follow. The jury listened carefully, because betrayal inside a family always feels believable. The prosecutor called the mother to the witness stand. She walked slowly. Her voice sounded fragile. She described the months after her husband's death, how the family tried to move forward, how the account was supposed to help everyone survive. But when she finally asked to withdraw money for medical bills, the bank told her the balance was zero. Her voice broke slightly. The prosecutor asked who had access to the account. She answered softly, "Only the defendant." The prosecutor asked if she had ever authorized the transfers. She said no. The prosecutor asked if anyone else in the family knew the passwords. She said no again. The jurors watched quietly, because a grieving mother rarely lies in a courtroom. After her testimony, the younger sibling took the stand. The story remained identical. The defendant handled the finances. The family trusted him. The money disappeared, and no one else had access. By the time the uncle testified, the narrative felt complete. The uncle explained he helped the family review the bank statements. He noticed the transfer pattern. Large amounts moved in stages. Careful, deliberate, almost professional. The prosecutor asked if the uncle believed the transfers were accidental. The uncle shook his head slowly. No. The pattern showed planning and control. And only one person had that level of access. The courtroom turned toward the defense table. The defendant remained still, not angry, not emotional, just silent. The prosecutor finished his case with confidence. Every witness told the same story. Every record supported the accusation. The judge looked toward the defense. The defense attorney stood calmly. He did not rush. He did not argue immediately. Instead, he walked toward the evidence screen. He requested the court display the transaction timeline, the same chart the prosecutor had used earlier. The judge allowed it. Rows of transfers appeared on the screen. Dates, Amounts. Authorization codes. The defense attorney studied the chart for a moment. Then he asked the mother a simple question from the witness chair. Had she ever personally logged into the account during those 6 months? She answered no. The attorney nodded. Then he asked the younger sibling the same question. Again, the answer was no. The uncle confirmed the same. None of them accessed the account directly. The attorney thanked them. Then he asked the court to look closer at the first transfer date. 3 weeks after the father's funeral, a withdrawal of $20,000. The attorney asked the mother where the family had been that day. She hesitated, then answered, they had gathered at the family house, sorting through personal belongings. The attorney nodded again. Then he asked if the defendant had been present that day. She answered yes. The whole family had been there. The attorney turned to the jury, then pointed to a detail hidden inside the bank log. The transfer authorization came from a device connected to the home network, but the login location showed the device was inside a private office room in the house, a room normally kept locked. The attorney asked the mother who usually kept the key. She answered quietly. Her husband had, before he passed away. The attorney waited a moment before asking the next question. After the funeral, who kept the key to that room? The mother hesitated again, then slowly looked toward the younger sibling, because the key had been given to them. The courtroom grew silent. The attorney did not accuse anyone yet. He simply pointed to another transfer on the chart. 2 weeks later, another withdrawal, authorized from the same device, the same office room. But this time, the defendant had not been inside the house. The attorney displayed a travel record, a work assignment in another city, hotel check-in, and work logs, phone location data. The defendant had been hundreds of miles away. The jury shifted in their seats, because suddenly the story did not feel perfect anymore. The attorney continued calmly. He asked the court to examine the login device itself. The bank had recorded its serial signature, a unique digital fingerprint. The device had accessed the account 8 times, but the attorney revealed something unexpected. That same device had also accessed another account, a personal account belonging to the younger sibling. The room became quieter, because now the digital trail was pointing somewhere else entirely. The younger sibling stared down at the table. The attorney continued. He asked the court to review security footage from the house hallway. The family had installed cameras months before the father passed away. The footage showed someone entering the locked office room late at night on several occasions. The video was not perfectly clear, but the height and build matched the younger sibling. The mother looked stunned. The uncle leaned forward in disbelief. The attorney delivered the final piece slowly. The bank transfers had not been random. Each withdrawal occurred shortly after private conversations inside the family about needing money for repairs or medical bills. Someone inside the house had been listening carefully, learning the exact moments when the family expected the account to help them, and then draining it first. The story the family told in court had sounded perfect, too perfect, because the real truth was hidden behind loyalty and fear, and no one wanted to believe the possibility. But once the court looked closer, the pattern became impossible to ignore. The money had never been stolen by the accused son. It had been taken by someone sitting beside the family the entire time. Someone who knew exactly how much they trusted one another, and exactly how easy it would be to blame the person who controlled the account.